You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So this is the question that I have as you're able to see this video replay throughout. Where are all of those American people that stated that they needed work, that they needed a job, right? Where are all of those people at? Because not too long ago, you heard a lot of Americans stating that, oh, if we have a lot of different people coming here, it's going to be bad and yeah, and all this other type of stuff, right? So you saw some of the farms, right? You at least saw like the strawberry farm that was there. So where are all of the American people to roll up and to start working those farms? And then you saw in the rest of the video, you saw some of the areas that they go to, maybe like a Home Depot or wherever it is. You saw constructions on homes and buildings. Where are all of those American people to start standing up and running for those jobs? In some instances, at least for some of the ones that I was able to hear, one guy was speaking, English. He was stating that normally, like the one that you see in front of you, he was stating that normally you will see 100 guys there, but there were only a few, maybe even 10 that were there. Where are all of the American people that were stating that they needed jobs and that everybody else was just taking these jobs? Where are they at in order to work these jobs right now? Where are they at? Where are they at? Because the funniest thing is that, and this is not me advocating for anything. I don't want people to get anything misconstrued at all. I don't want people to get anything misconstrued. I'm simply asking a question because this is something that was stated time and 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 time again. And I'm just simply asking, where are those American people at to roll up to the scene instantly and to start working all of these job positions that obviously need filling due to the fact of the e-verify that is out there in certain states? Because what people don't understand is that the e-verify basically means that people who are undocumented, who have just recently come into the United States or whatever it is, they have to verify that they are, of course, citizens of the United States, right? They have to verify in order to work. The reason that you don't see a lot of the construction going on in certain areas, such as Florida, you don't see a lot of them going down to the Home Depots or the many other areas where they go to get supplies and wood. The reason why you don't see any of that is because of that same verification system that is put in place at this moment in time. Because the thing that people forget to realize is that it used to be a point in time in America where people would sit up there and have these skills instantly, and they would just be sitting by waiting in a cut, waiting for a time to pull up. Those skills in a sense have been lost due to the fact of money and greed and America wanting to uh, lock out, and they want to hold certain areas for certain groups of people, and they want to leave out other groups of people. So, because of a culmination of all of these things going on historically in the United States of America, this is why you don't really see a lot of people pulling up to the scene and working a lot of these areas. Because if this was, let's say, the early 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, and the same process, this e verification existed during that time, there would have been a lot of black men in the black communities around the United States that would have easily pulled up to the scene with their families or their friends or whatever business that they got established, and they would have been working those jobs, or they would have been working to acquire those jobs so that they can fulfill whatever it is that needs to be fulfilled and finished. So again, I'm just stating, where are those Americans? Because I can explain to you why it is that you don't see a lot of black men directly out there. I can list the reasons on why it is that the skills are lacking when it comes to black men and young black men in the community. I can list the reasons why it is that trade schools have dried up and disappeared, always seemingly get pulled out. Money is the first place to come directly out of those areas, and sports is the last place that they want to pull money directly out of, because it is a complete plan that has been set in place to only have black people with a certain set of skills and not allowing them to get others. While in different communities, this knowledge and everything like that is shared. That's the whole reason that they never wanted black men to be able to do a lot of these jobs, because the same things that you see other people coming right into America doing, they enlist their friends, their families, their relatives to all work these jobs. They make sure everybody's getting in, everybody's eating, right? At a certain point in time, that's what black people were able to do. We used to do that with factory jobs. And then once they found out that's what we were doing, they were like, "Oh, no, 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 we're not going to allow you to do this. We're going to start closing up the factories in these areas. Oh, you're working these jobs as soon as you're getting directly out of high school. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Some of you guys are so good at these jobs that you didn't even finish high school. You're just going to be working this the rest of your life and raising your families and living a good life. No, 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 no. We're closing up these factories. No, no, no. We're not going to let you do this. We're closing up these factories. We're pulling them out. So now you're forced to figure out a way again, right? Because they like moving the goalpost. They like moving the goalpost. And this specifically happens historically with black people. I don't care about any other group of people. I don't care about any examples that anybody could give about any other group of people, because realistically, it ain't even about you. Because the only reason that y'all are here, y'all able to do the things y'all able to do, is due to the fact that the blood, sweat, and tears that black people have shed when it came to the building of the United States of America, when it came to the free labor that took place in the United States of America, and all the many sacrifices that black people have had to do in the United States of America. So I just wanted to list that just in case somebody want to pull up to the scene and they want to be slick and be like, oh well, what about all the black people? Why aren't they pulling? Why aren't they working? And that's why. And that's a whole nother video, several videos by itself, on why it is, again, why the trade schools are the first things to go, right? Why they pull out the trades in the high schools, why they try to pull out the trade schools and make sure that they're not there in, the black communities, or they make it very difficult for those things to actually be there versus in other communities. Because America is the exact same way that it has always been since its inception. So again, I'm going to just ask the question: where are all of those Americans that stated that Americans need these jobs? Where are the Americans that are going to go out and work these farms for, pulling up the vegetation, the strawberries, right? Where are all of these Americans that's going to be sorting all of these things, that are going to be toiling the soil, that are going to be digging into the soil? Where are all of these Americans at? Where are all of these Americans that's going to be finishing up these contract jobs for less? Where are you at? Because I'm not seeing you. It's a lot of quietness going on at a lot of Home Depots around certain areas in the nation, in which it shouldn't be. Like I said, I thought people needed jobs. So now we have jobs. Now we have openings. But now people don't want those jobs because they don't want to take that same amount of pay. They're like, oh, well, I'm better than this. I'm not going to do it for that pay. I know my worth, and got a job is a job. That's what people used to, normally tell black people. Don't complain about the money. A job is a job. If you need the money, you work that job, right? But it's funny that when black people state that they deserve a certain amount, people tell them, no, you don't, just work the job. But when it comes to other people basically stating that, oh no, I'm not going to work this amount. I know the work that I do. I know what I'm worth. I'm not going to do that. It's completely fine and dandy. Ain't that something? So now we got a opportunity in America for people to run out and capture these jobs, and I'm not seeing people do it. I wonder why.